Oh, so that's a little better. Yeah. There you go.
Right there, like that.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh, hey everybody, I'm tuned in.
Yes. So, welcome everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
February 15th.
Now I heard honestly that this was actually Single Awareness Day. We heard that today. I swear.
No, today was National Side Chick Day.
That too.
So whatever the holiday is, guys, happy whatever it is. Happy Single Awareness Day. Happy National Side Chick Day. Today is a special day for all of us, especially you.
It is.
It is. So today is the official cover reveal of
No More Boyfriends. Yay! I'm excited.
Yes, so we decided to come together and bring you her.
Me.
Yes, so she can tell you guys a little bit more about No More Boyfriends. I know. We definitely got to take a picture. So we're coming to tell you about No More Boyfriends and why you should pre-order it. When is the official release date?
Okay, so the official release date will actually be in the spring, which is April. Anybody that starts to pre-order, they will start to receive their copies late March, beginning of April, and then the mass amount of books will be available. The mass.
Okay.
So you don't make me cuss on here. The mass availability will come on the early part of May. So you'll be able to start purchasing them off Amazon and places like that. They'll be available then. But if you pre-order, then your pre-order books will be available in the March 1st of April.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in it. No More Boyfriends.
Yes.
It's a movement that you started, over a year ago?
Right at a year. The anniversary is probably like last week. Probably like last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the anniversary was actually last week.
Okay, so for the people who don't know, who have not been paying attention, what is No More Boyfriends?
So, the first thing I want people to understand that No More Boyfriends is not, has never been, it will never be a man bashing situation. I'm not telling you not to have boyfriends. I'm not telling you not to have relationships. But what I am telling you is not to get into these relationships and put more into them than you're getting out of them. We tend to ignore women, men too, but women, because I'm speaking from a woman's point of view. We tend to ignore a lot of the signs that let us know where a man's interest actually is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because we want it to be where we want it to be. So we start creating things in our minds and we start thinking, well, if I do this, then he'll stay. If I do that, he'll commit. Mm-hmm. If I be more of a wife, if I take this girlfriend title and make it serious, then, he'll be with me. And what we don't do, take time out to do, is stop and find out what it is that man actually needs from us to have a committed relationship. And so it's an accountability thing on us not to do that thing. So the No More Boyfriend comes from actually getting in that title. So you start to be a girlfriend, right? Oh, this is my boyfriend, this is my man. And the first thing you start doing is like wife stuff. And people's like, what is wife stuff? Right? People start thinking, what is wife stuff? So for me, and I know people like cooking and cleaning and all that stuff is not wife stuff. Well, it actually, cooking and cleaning and doing things and creating a house for a person is actually wife things. That's something you do for somebody who has the intention of making you their wife. So when you start doing those things, hold on. Okay. Before you interrupt me.
I'm not interrupting.
Because you about to.
Go ahead.
So when you start doing those things, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But what happens is when you don't get the outcome that you want based on doing those things, then you're upset, you're mad, you're pissed. You're like, I done gave my resources, my time. I done been with this person's kids. I done spent all this time. I've done so many things with this person only for this person to turn around and not make me their wife. And so what I want to tell women is, look, it's okay to do whatever it is you want to do in that relationship. What you need to understand is whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it out of a heart of not expectation. So if you're going to do stuff, do it. But if you want to be somebody's wife, move in a way that's actually reciprocal, if that makes sense, to what the person is giving you. Never do more than you've been assigned. Does that make sense? So if I'm a girlfriend, I only should be doing a certain amount of things.
Okay.
Or committing to a certain level. Because I'm not your wife. And we've gotten to this point where we start mixing and mingling these terms so much that we actually start doing wife stuff so much that people just do like, well, shit.
I ain't got to marry.
Well, man, a bit though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she already doing everything I need to do. And so now you mad. And so then he goes off and go and be with somebody else that made him accountable to being the husband that he's supposed to be. And there's some roles and there's some things that you should have, some certain expectations that you should have from a man.
So when you speak of accountability, you speak about taking accountability for your actions in a relationship or a situation. Now, how is it that you feel people can have the other person be accountable for what it is they do in a relationship?
And there should be. The first thing to do is what we stop doing and what we don't do is have these conversations. Have the conversations of expectation. Now, what I hate to hear people say is you should not have expectations. That is such a lie. You shouldn't over-expectate, but there are expectations you should have. Yeah, I made that up.
Expectated. Right. You weren't. Courtesy of no more boyfriends.
Exactly. But there are some expectations you should have. Because let's be clear, in any role that you're given, there's some expectations of you. As a leasing, the thing we do in leasing, there's things that we are expected to do. There are things that we are expected to produce certain things. In a role as a CEO, they're expected to do things. Accountants expecting to bring money. Everybody has an expectation of the job position. The pastor is expected to give a word. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't like when people say that you shouldn't have expectations from the person that's supposed to be loving you. I don't understand why not.
So when do you start having expectations of that person?
After you've had the conversation and you've established what you guys are doing. There's expectations, especially as you go up per role. Okay. If that makes sense. In dating, I don't think there should be any expectations whatsoever.
Now, what is dating? Some people define dating in different ways. What do you consider dating?
Okay, so dating is an action word, and so it means it's not a status. So if you're dating somebody, that's action. That's I'm getting to know you. Okay. In a dating stage, ladies, and well, I don't have to say it to gentlemen because men already do this, okay? But ladies, it is okay in the dating stage to date more than one person because dating should not consist of busting it open. Okay? You should not be in a dating stage and busting it open for somebody because you don't even know who this person is, what they want from you, how they feel about you, anything. You don't know anything. You don't know enough about this person to be like, you know what? I'm gonna get this to you right now. And then when you do, you mad. You don't even have the right to be mad because you didn't take time enough to find out what it is this person even had in mind when y'all were getting together. So when I say dating, I really mean, when I say dating and dating multiple people, I do not mean sleeping with multiple people. I actually mean giving yourself the opportunity to make the best choice for yourself. So let's just say we're going to take food, for example. You got a veggie plate. You got green beans, and all you got is green beans. Green beans are good, right? Green beans are good.
As long as they're seasoned right.
So the green beans are good. Now you eating them, you're like, might not be something you really like about the green beans, but because green beans is all you got, you're going to eat green beans. Okay? But if you got green beans and corn, so you eat some corn, like, like this corn, this green beans good, but I like the way this corn tastes too. Matter of fact, I like this corn better than I like this green beans. It actually gives you the opportunity to make a choice based on what's best for you and not what's left for you. So you need to have that opportunity to choose.
Make the choice based on what's best for you.
And not what's left for you.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people feel like dating multiple people, you get kind of confused sometimes. Because, if I'm dating this person, I may not remember what I told this person, then I mess around and tell this person what I told this person, and then I'm all confused.
No, then you shouldn't be lying. The lies, you can never confuse the truth. The truth can never be confused. So if you're saying what you're supposed to be saying, you're being honest, then you can't confuse the truth. Okay. So when you're dating multiple people, and again, this ain't like, and it could be that you're just dating and that's all you want to do, and that's okay if that's what you want to do. But if that's what you want to do, don't go take up the time with somebody who wants something more intentional. But if you're dating, it's fine to just be dating. Just know that's what you're doing, and that's it. That's it. Now, what happens is, as you start dating, you start feeling corn more than green beans, right? The more you start liking John more than you like Ricky, you start fading off for Ricky, and you start spending more time with John, and you and John continue to build.
But what if John want to change his flavor a little bit?
What's you talking about?
Like, what if he want to change some things about him that you may not like, so therefore you may like him a little more?
If he put some butter and seasoning salt on there.
So he tastes a little different.
No,
so now he may taste a little better than corn.
No, oh, so what you're saying is, what if Ricky start doing some things better?
Oh, okay. So
Ricky and John.
Yeah,
so
okay.
green beans and corn.
Yeah, just give me the food.
Okay. So what if green beans? What if green beans start tasting better than corn? Well, at that point, at the end of the day, it's all about making a decision.
Right.
You have to make a decision about what you want to do. And it's going to be based on what's best for you, whatever is best for you. And I always say that nobody's wants and needs are wrong.
Right.
It's only wrong for the person who can't deliver or the person who can't be that person. So for a person who likes sex all the time, right? Let's just say that. That's nothing wrong with somebody that likes sex all the time. They just don't need to be with somebody who doesn't. And a person who doesn't shouldn't be like, well, why do you like sex all the time? All you want to do is this. Well, that's not the person for you, because that girl or dude like sex all the time. So we'll start talking about the compatibility roles and not changing people and meeting people where they are. If you cannot meet the need of the person that you're trying to get to know, then don't try to tweak them and fix them and do all that, because that's wrong. We shouldn't do that.
Okay. So we got the movement. So when did you decide that the movement had to be something that was written down?
When I spoke about it, and a lot of people could identify with it, had been through it, spoke to me about it, and I started realizing the things that helped me move past getting over the hurts and things that I had gotten through, and then actually putting something together that made sense to create what I really wanted. Because there's steps and rations and things that we need to know in order to get to whatever we need to get to. And a lot of it starts with how you feel about you. We have to understand everything radiates from the inside out. So I'm going to tell y'all, men recognize weaknesses, they recognize vulnerability, and there's certain men who prey on that. So is
that why they're called dogs? Because they can sense. You know how they say dog can sense.
You know what? It's funny. I was talking, but I had posted a video from this guy that whose husband? What's her name's husband? Who's got a book out? Devontae. What is that girl? Anyway, I'll get back to y'all with that. But he was talking about being a dog, right? And he was Devon. Whose husband?
Megan Good's husband.
Yeah, Megan Good's husband. So he was talking about being a dog, and he was like, all men have some type of dog in them, right?
Women too.
Why are we even? Okay, let's make it general. Everybody got something in them, but we're talking about men, okay? All men got something in them that allows them to want more than one person, do more than one thing, all of that. It's all about the discipline. When you love somebody enough, you will discipline that thing in you that causes you to want to be out there with everybody else. If you don't have any self-control and discipline, then you're going to be all over the place anyway. And that's stuff you have to start looking at when you're dealing with men. Or what type of men are they? What type of morals do they have? What does their past look like? What do they do? How do they treat their kids? How do they treat the people around them? Like all of those things are signs about how they're going to treat you. What type of friends do they have? What type of counsel do they have? You know, those things are important, because I can promise you that most people hang around people that they have something in common with, because you can't tolerate what you hate. Which means you can't be around a liar unless you're a liar. You can't. It's going to get on your nerves. You can be with them, but that can't be your friend. That can't be the person you deal with all the time. It's going to get on your nerves. You can't be with a gossiper if you don't like the gossip, because you're going to start to avoid them.
None of my friends gossip.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you have to understand, if you look at a person's friends and their activities, that will tell you a lot about them. And that's one of the things that we have to start looking at when we're dating. Be ready, if a person don't want you to meet their friends, that's something.
Because you learn a lot.
You learn a lot about them. Exactly.
So T, April on Facebook says, how do you get rid of green beans if you like corn more? So, like, after you phase him out, how do you get rid of him? How do you break that to him?
Okay, so it's honesty. We are adults here, okay? Everybody has to be able to be honest about how they feel. Mm-hmm. If not, you're going to linger and leave trails of distrust and resentment. And you don't want anybody feeling the way, you don't want to feel, you treat people the way you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. So once you decide to, hey, green beans, let me tell you, I like the way your flavor was, but we just not going to be able to make it. And it may not be as simple as that, but it really is just a conversation, especially if you continue to remind green beans what y'all was from the beginning. Like, we're friends, we're dating, I'm dating other people, just so you know, just to be clear. But it's all about
part of a multiple.
Yeah, right. You was part of a veggie tray. But what I'm saying is, you just literally have to be honest, because people respect honesty. And at the end of the day, that's all you can do. Mm-hmm. You say it with sincerity, you say it like you care about their feelings, and you leave it alone. As long as you're being honest with somebody and you're being upfront with them, then the responsibility, you've given them what they need. And you know what I'm talking about? You've done your part.
Okay, so what do you feel people can learn from themselves and other people by purchasing the book?
Okay, so the book is really an accountability book, and it is about looking at yourself first, because you set the standard of what you will accept. Mm-hmm. You create a standard for yourself. You realize what you deserve and what you don't deserve. And so you have to start asking yourself the hard questions like, am I solid? What does it take to make me solid? What position am I in? Am I about to be with somebody because they have something that I don't have? These are real questions you need to ask yourself. Do I feel some insecurity? Why am I with this person? There's real questions that you have to ask yourself before you actually even get in the dating situation. And you have to learn you. Once you've learned you and what you need and what your values look like, you'll be able to choose somebody that meets those values and move forward pretty easily. But it's all about looking at you first. And it's about asking yourself those hard questions. And I have and I'm going to put it back out, it's 13 questions to find an imperfect, perfect date. And it's really about you. What do you like? Mm-hmm. What do you accept? What do you not accept? If I had to describe myself to somebody, how does that look? You need to say things out loud so that you can hear and see what you look like. It all starts with you.
Okay. So it's a self-help, but a workbook.
Yeah, it's a self-help. It's an accountability book. It's about you. If you want to have a fulfilling relationship, you have the power to have that fulfilling relationship by knowing what it is that you want and not accepting anything less than what you want. That's another thing we have a tendency to do, is start to accept what we don't necessarily want based on we need something, or we don't feel a good way about something, or we think this is all we can get, and we start to feel away. So we just start to accept, I guess I'll just take this because, I don't feel like I deserve better, or I really need this person in my life at this time.
So these 13 questions that you talk about, they're asked in the book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are some of those questions that people can look forward to?
Okay, so one of the questions, and actually not all of them, but this is the 13 questions to get into the perfect date. And one of them really is, what is it that you actually need? What do you need? Mm-hmm. Do you know your love language? People do not understand how important the love language is, or that to be with somebody. There's 5 different love languages. Please don't make me name them all, even though I know them. We talked about them. We know it's
if you guys watched the show 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to name them. I'm going to try to see if I can name them. I know it's the words of affirmation, touch, physical touch, gifting, gifts, what's the one? Quality time and acts of service.
Yeah.
Mine are acts of service and it's not quality time. Acts of service. I know it's acts of service and words of affirmation.
Acts of service and
words of affirmation. I need to feel appreciated. That's it. I need to be reciprocated with those things. And as far as with acts of service, I need whoever to be in my life to make my life easier. I do a million gazillion things, right? And I can't think about everything all the time. And anything you can do for me to make my life easier, it makes me love you more. Everybody's different. I have a friend. His is physical touch. So he likes to be right. He likes to be touched. So you have to know to touch. You have to know touching. Right. So I know touching him makes him feel good, and you have to know these things so you can relate that to the person that you're going to be with, because everybody may not be able to do that. I need a person who can do acts of service. It may be a person that just is not built to do that. I don't need to be with that person because it's going to make me I'm going to feel less, and I'm not going to get what I need. There's a personality test I need you guys to take that'll tell you about yourself. So you need to know who you are. You need to take these tests and find out who you are so that you will know how to choose or be chosen, and be in a good relationship with a person who can reciprocate the things that you need.
So when it comes to relationships, you definitely have a lot to say. So some people think of you as a relationship expert, but you are definitely a relationship advocate, and advisor. So what's the difference?
A certificate. Most people, when they say expert, thank you, slow down with your tongue, they think somebody who has been trained and, they've been and studied, they've done this and they've done that, so they have a certificate. I don't say that because I haven't been certified. Even though I plan to get certified, that's going to be one of my birthday gifts. But I am an expert and an advisor because life really is one of the best teachers when it comes to that. Absolutely. And if you have not common sense, if you have a common knowledge of people, I'm gifted. God has gifted me to be knowledgeable of people. So that's one thing, and how to relate to and not judge. And so I know how to listen to both sides of the coin and not judge, but bring it together so it makes sense for both people.
See, Vince from Q's page said, can you compare and contrast the difference between millennials dating and past generations dating?
Ooh, God, yeah. The millennial date, okay, so past people's dating actually started with actual courtship. So you got to know courting. You dated. People took you out. They came to, get to know you. They asked you questions. Right. They asked you questions. Like, even if they didn't ask your parents, they took time to get to know your likes and dislikes. You spent time together. A man would take you and buy you ice cream or whatever. But they actually pursued you. You know what I'm saying? These millennials just be so all over the place. And a lot of it to me has to do with what they see on TV, what they're not being taught at home, what they don't see at home. Social media. Because if you're a young person and you don't see a loving couple in your house, then you're gonna go find out where you can get that information. So it's gonna be from TV, it's gonna be from social media, it's gonna be from something. And what we gotta understand that everything we see on TV, from Love and Hip Hop to all these other shows, these are shows that are put together. Okay? These are scripted things. This is not the real situation. And then the music that was from back then to now, that music talked about love, relationships, staying together, creating families. Oh, Shirley, why did you leave? Come back. Now a nigga be like, oh, Shirley, fuck you, hoe. Excuse my language, but he like, okay, I know another chick that will. You know what I'm talking about? They don't even try to work on it because that's the idea that we are creating in our kids. Or if that one don't do it, then go get the next one. And then these kids,
then I got another one.
Right, and it's such an entitlement situation with this millennial. They feel like they supposed to have this and they supposed to have that. And if you don't, they don't feel like they have to work for anything. We knew that in relationships back then, you worked for it. Anything worth having was worth working for. And so it's just too much. It's an entitlement they think you're just supposed to have, and if you don't, we'll see you later.
So T, as you and Q sip your drink, I have two more. Well, Adrena Martin says she's proud of you, and Michael Phillips says you can't find real love until you accept your own bottom line of life and be real about it. We tend to lie to ourselves quicker than anyone that we may meet. Can you speak to that point?
Absolutely can. It has everything to do with what I was just talking about earlier, getting to know yourself and asking yourself these questions so you can hear the real truth. Mm-hmm. We will lie to ourselves and make ourselves feel like we're okay. And then what we do is we find people that accept their same lie. And they feed us and make us think we're okay. And then we have friends around us who feed that same lie. That's like, oh, you good. We don't have nobody around us who tell us, you kind of fucked up around here. And you need that. You need that so that you can see. You gotta have somebody, even in your relationship. I need to be able to be told, see, you might be tightened up on that. That ain't real cool. Because anybody that tell you something out of love, and that depends on how they speak to you, out of love, then you have a tendency to be like, okay, let me revisit this. Because everybody ain't gonna tell the same lie. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody in every situation ain't gonna tell the same lie. So I've learned that we have to really ask ourselves the hard questions, look in the mirror, and face our bullshit. And until you do that, you're going to continue to have failed relationships because you can't even deal with the real you. So how do you expect somebody else to deal with this person? They don't even really know who you are.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. So as we know from most people who have written books, because we know quite a few people who mm-hmm. have, you learn a lot about the process, but you also learn a lot about yourself during that process.
Yeah, you do.
So what have you learned about yourself during the No More Boyfriends book writing process?
That I was actually weaker than I thought. That I was more insecure than I actually allowed myself or people to believe. I thought I was strong. I thought I was, all together. I thought I couldn't be hurt. I thought, I had it all together until I realized that I didn't. And as I started to write to myself. I started to talk to me and explain to me what it would take for me to have an amazing relationship and what that looked like. And so because I was able to write the book to myself, I knew there was a lot more people who out there who felt and looked and moved like me. So the more I wrote to myself, the more I was able to keep writing because I needed to have a fulfilling life and be okay. And I needed instruction to make it okay. So the things that I had gone through, I learned from. And I knew what I went through that I could teach somebody else as well as educate myself. So it was really about finding out that I'm not as insecure as I thought I was. And I needed to build myself up and really realize what I do deserve.
Okay, so before we reveal the cover, what is one thing that you want people to take away from not only the book, but the experience of No More Boyfriends as a whole?
That they still have the opportunity to have amazing love lives. We have gotten to the point, a lot of women, and I hate that they feel like that there is no good love and no good men and no good relationships out there. And there are some amazing men and great love opportunities for you out there. And that's what the book and the movement is about. It's about finding the person who has the same intentions as you when it comes to relationship. And that's really what it's about. Mm-hmm. It's about, hey, this man, I want to be married. He want to be married. Cool. I want to be intentional. He want to be intentional. But why would I, as a woman who wants to be intentional, be with somebody who's already told me and displayed to me that they have no expectations of being intentional? They're not. That's not what they're going to be doing. We have to start seeing these flags. We have to start paying attention to these actions that people do and quit trying to fix it. And what I mean by that is, stop excusing it. Stop waiting for it to get better. Once you've given I am a definite advocate of correction. Mm. And when I say that is, if you speak to someone and let's say you're dealing with someone, right? And you tell them how you feel and you tell them how what they do makes you feel. Mm-hmm. Because everybody doesn't know off the top. Two things are going to happen. Either they're going to change it and adjust it so that it doesn't hurt you, or they're going to keep doing the same thing. Whichever way they move is going to tell you how they feel about you. If a person is hurting you and continues to do things for you and they don't change it, their love is for them, not for you.
Ooh, that's good.
So you have to start to pay attention to those things. And so I just want you to be mindful of the way people move and know what you deserve. And that's all it's going to take. It's good. There's some amazing love out there for you guys, and you have the opportunity to go get it if you do the right things, take the right steps, use your mind as much as your heart. There has to be a balance. We have a tendency to lead with our hearts. You have to understand the heart is deceitful, even in the word to say that. You have to have a balance. You have to have a balance. If you use your heart, you will be deceived and defeated every time because people take advantage of your heart. You have to have a balance. Not too much heart, not too much mind, but the blend of them together will give you that middle ground that you need to move forward.
That's a word right there, girl.
It is.
Absolutely.
Where's the plate? Pass it around. I need
the
$30.
collection plate. So
I need $30 this Wednesday. Can you give me $30?
Everybody is tuned in.
My cash app
Your
is.
cash app is.
T. Marie number 4 letter. If you want to send a word money, please send it. I takes all coins. And I don't take them bit things though, because I don't know how to operate them.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoins.
No,
What did you say about
Cash
their love
app.
is for them and not for you?
Okay, so again, let me say that
I gotta
again.
quote you.
If this is how, let me say it again. This is how you know. If you tell someone something that they've done to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you tell them that it hurt you and how it made you feel, they're going to do two things. They're going to either correct it or they're going to adjust. Or they're not going to. They're going to continue to do what they want to do. So that's how you will know. If they correct it, then that means they care about you. But if they don't and they continue to do what it is, that means their love is for them. It's not for you. It's all about them and getting what they want and getting the love that they want and getting what they want out of it. It has nothing to do with you. And you can't be in a relationship that's about yourself. That's another thing too I need you guys to understand. A relationship is not even about you. It's about the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about what you can do.
No, it's about the other person.
How? Explain.
And because if what you do, you get in a relationship to give.
So
and
it's about what you can do to.
No, it's about what you can give. If I get it, right, not what you do. Okay. If I get in a relationship and that's I give to you, and you get in a relationship and you give to me, nobody's gonna go without.
That's good.
We have to have the same mindset that this is not about me; it's about you. And if you get in a relationship and you understand it's about me, we will never go without. We will both be fed. We will both have what we need.
To all my single people out there, I hope you guys are tuned in.
Yeah,
but
it's
in
serious.
addition to tuning in, I hope you guys are planning to purchase this book.
Yes.
So, while we got a quick minute,
Yay.
I think it's time that we go ahead and reveal the cover.
This is the part I've been waiting for. I hope my hair look good on this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So Q's getting it. You guys ready? Da, 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 da. Can you see it?
No more boyfriends.
No more boyfriends. Can y'all see the cover? Oh, you got to look at my glass.
We gotta do
Okay, do it in. Can you pull up? Let me move your glass too so you can see.
Okay.
Okay, can y'all see that? Hold it up straight. You're tilting it out.
I know because of
a light
that.
glare.
Yeah. Can y'all see it?
We can.
You
no
see
more
it?
boyfriends.
It look good?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the cover, you guys. I'm so excited about this. Can you bring it down? Tilt it. Which way?
Yeah, tilt it down so that you don't get it.
There you go. That's perfect. So I got 2 glasses of wine. Celebrate. Toast to me. Y'all love it? I'm excited about it.
So everybody please join me in congratulating T. Marie on something that has been a long journey, and we've been here
for
all of the way.
Every bit of it.
And the time has come.
From the time I've been saying, I'm going to write this thing, and I started writing on this thing, and I kept telling them, okay, y'all, I'm telling them to write a book.
I feel like I added a line or two. I probably
maybe
did.
a lie or two. I don't know about no line or two. But, you might have inspired some bullshit out of, but I don't know about whatever. But this is the book cover. I'm going to post the link. Matter of fact, Keyshawn, damn. I was going to send you the link so they could go ahead. You could post it, but
we'll make sure that it's posted.
So we'll make sure that the link is posted so you can go on there. It's got the description of the book. You'll be able to see it. You can go ahead and do the pre-orders. It tells you about the book and what it's about.
And what you guys can do if you guys want to be on the mailing list for any updates that pertain to No More Boyfriends, the book, the movement, merchandise, or anything like that.
Merchandise is coming up.
Go ahead and put your email address as a comment in the video. Or hit us up, DM Follow
No More Boyfriend. There's a group page that's really become active, and I'm gonna do better by being, because there's a lot of people actually on there, and I thank y'all for that. Y'all posting everything, and that's awesome. So the group page is No More Boyfriends. It's on Facebook, and also you can go to Instagram. There's a page, No More Boyfriends. And let me tell you about what the movement is really gonna concentrate on doing this year. No More Boyfriends is definitely gonna be more about connecting intentional men and women. So we're gonna have like meet and greets for intentional dating singles. We're gonna have get-togethers. We're gonna have relationship talks, like little intimate talks like this. I'm actually, the goal for me this year is to connect 3 couples, and I've already some people who are waiting, because I know what love feels like, and when you get the right,
what love is.
I got you. I got you too.
Sure?
I got you. I got you.
2 things that I need you to know.
What's the 2 things?
Whoever it is, they gotta let it eat.
Okay. And what's the other one?
They gotta let it eat.
Oh, the other eat?
1 and 2.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Again, I'm going to post these 13 questions between probably about tonight. Ain't no sense in me lying. Depends on how I fall and fall asleep. But I'm going to get them posted ASAP, because these are real questions that you need to ask yourself and start dealing with, so you will get to know and understand who you are first and what you need. So the book is, again, you go ahead. I'm going to post the link so you can go ahead and purchase it. It's $19.99. Purchase 2.
That's a good price.
It's a great price.
$19.99.
It's an amazing price. You can go ahead and purchase 1 for you and 1 for your best friend. And actually, men could read it too. Honestly, I think it's a good read for men, so they can understand what women are thinking and they can feel what's going on. So I think men should purchase it as well. And if you don't purchase it for you, purchase it for your daughter. Purchase it for your sister. Purchase it for a woman that's important to you, that you want to have something fulfilling in her life. Her aunt, your single mom. Purchase it for a woman you know deserves the best. And these are things that she can get from some of the things that's in No More Boyfriends.
All right. So there you have it, the official cover of No More Boyfriends.
So I will post the link. I don't have
and
the link.
pre-sale of No More Boyfriends, which is available soon.
Yes. It's now, right now.
No, the
link.
book is available.
Oh, available.
But the pre-order is available.
Yeah,
now.
you can go ahead and order it now. So I wish I could post it right here where everybody is, but I will post it on my page when we get done, because it's in my email. And I didn't want to post it before, because then y'all could have seen the cover, because the cover's on the email, and yada yada yada, so on and so forth. So there you have it.
There you have it, guys.
Thank you for tuning. First of all, can I just tell everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the love that you guys show me, the trust that you give to me when you call me or you text me or you DM me with your questions. It's really important for me to give you the best advice and the best advice, I guess that's the word, that I can, because I want you to be fulfilled. It is my pleasure to see you all fulfilled and happy. It gives me joy to see you all happy. So I thank you for trusting me enough to believe that I can help get you there, because I really can. And then I'm going to certify myself, and then y'all going to have to pay me, so you better do it now. You better get the book while it's free.
Slide in them DMs
right, you better
now.
get the book while it's free and stuff, because once that certification comes in, it's going to be a whole... Ain't gonna be no $19.99. I'm gonna be Michelle Obama, $39.95.
And the book on tape.
Oh, and
for those
audio
of you
book,
on the
yeah,
go,
the
audio.
Yeah, the audio
not
book.
the book on tape.
Not
a cassette.
Ain't no tape.
Not a
Let's
cassette.
just stop right there, because ain't nobody got no tape.
I did, but I got rid of it.
Oh my God! Thank you guys for bringing them to the front of the line. But the audio book too, we will have. Hopefully, I don't know how quick that is, because I'm actually gonna read it myself. I feel like the best way.
I might fill in when she get a little tired.
Jesus.
I can sound like you when you sleep.
Oh, we trying to sound like a nigga?
Yes.
Make me sick. But I felt like I would want to read the book, because I can give you exactly the points that I want to express, the way they need to be expressed. And so I'm going to do the audiobook. So I pray to God that I will take time out and read that thing. And
the way that she gave us a couple sentences a couple days ago, absolutely.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. But Q, thank you so much.
T, thank you.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all have read, taken care of me, and I appreciate it. So Q, Keyshawn, y'all.
When you become a New York bestseller, don't forget.
Please, y'all won't even let me be at my house too much. How can I forget you? Thank you guys for tuning in.
Tune in to us every Wednesday.
Yes, from 8 to 10. It's T. Marie Radio Show on Power 108.9. That's a show you don't want to miss, like in real life. That's a ridiculous show. But it's good. We inform, we entertain, and we empower all in the same 2 hours.
Be ye entertained, be ye informed, and be ye empowered.
That's what I'm talking about, honey. That's what I'm talking about. So good night. Thank you so much. I'm going to read all y'all comments because I can't read them now, but the love you give me, I can never appreciate you enough. Oh, but let me go ahead and get y'all out, get y'all right now. Memorial Day weekend is going to be the weekend that we do everything.
As you guys know, that's the weekend of her birthday.
It's the weekend of her birthday.
And we often do some amazing things.
Oh my God.
Like, was it last year or the year before? The kickball game, the yacht party, just a little bit of everything. So be looking out for that because in addition to it being her birthday, we are going to be celebrating Normal Boyfriend.
Yep, and it's going to be an official. I can sign your books and we'll have a Q&A for real. We'll meet and greet. And I'm probably going to do a singles event along with that thing. So go ahead and mark our Memorial Day right now for my people back home who have been asking me. Go ahead and mark that weekend off and plan to be in Atlanta. Anywhere, my people in Chicago and Charlotte and Dallas and Florida and St. Louis and Cleveland.
And Kentucky.
Kentucky. I need y'all to go ahead.
New York.
Paducah.
Hickman. Shout out to Hickman. Hickman's finest, baby. Yep.
Augusta.
California, y'all got some time to get your good Spirit Airlines ticket.
Right, they should be on sale. But Memorial Day weekend, because that gives you time to get back home and get to work, but we're going to have so much fun. We're going to do kickball again.
I'm serving water this time.
No, you're going to
Nope. Your best friend who's a kickball, like she is a kickball pro.
Okay, the kickball day of
she
the kickball guru.
The hell out of my kick. I thought I had a good strong leg.
No,
she made me feel
like
less than
a nigga.
Thank God for the rain.
Natural woman.
And on that note, guys, good night. Stay tuned. Happy Friday.
Be safe and enjoy your weekend. And make sure you guys are paying attention so that you can get this link so you can pre-order No More Boyfriends.
The book. See you later. Have to sit still for him. Look at this. We just talked. We got